Christian Hernandez, who's heading up Facebook's global dominance as head of international and business development. Please, Christian, the stage is yours. This is the moment we've all been waiting for.
That's quite a tall billing, the moment you've been waiting for. I mean, congratulations, this event is awesome. I hung out with Ulf from Ace of Base last night, had a massage at your house, got to meet the guy from Angry Birds, who my wife hates because I played on the bed. What a great event. Congratulations to all of you. We're going to do two things. One, I'm going to walk you through a quick slide set, talks about a bit about our vision and where we think this is going, and then we're going to do the Oprah moment on the couch with Ola. So let's talk a bit about where the world is going and how we see the world evolving into a social place. And let's talk about where we came from as Facebook and what we are actually trying to do and what we're trying to achieve. Because I think there's some misconceptions about what our ambitious goals actually are. So this is the reality today. Facebook is a world of identity. Identity and connections with friends. You joined Facebook with an email address. If you joined 5 years ago, you joined with a university.edu email address. And your identity on Facebook is your real identity. And we actually do checks to make sure that the profiles on Facebook are real people. And you come on and you have that first magical moment when you discover your high school girlfriend and your ex-wife and your best friend from high school that you haven't spoken to in 10 years. And you build this social graph and these connections, and you're in a happy, happy new place. And that was Facebook probably 2 years ago, where it was you and people. Over the last year, we evolved into a place where you connected with not only your friends, but also the brands you cared about, with Starbucks and Mercedes and Red Bull Racing and private videos of Sebastian Vettel right after he won the World Championship. Experiences that actually matter to you beyond just your friends. And your newsfeed today is probably a combination of baby pictures from your friends, status updates from last night's party, Farmville friend requests, and some sort of news from your favorite newspaper. All in one consumption point, which happens to be Facebook.com. So Facebook.com today is a social network, a social graph of 500 million people and the objects they connect to. But what we're trying to build is a platform that permeates throughout the web, that actually takes Facebook.com and the social graph and makes the whole rest of the web social. We've done quite well. I'll show you some cool examples of things that partners are doing, but this is just the beginning. So if you ask me what the vision is for us, the company, it's to go build a platform for identity and sharing throughout the web. Bring your Facebook identity, bring your Facebook friends, and no matter where you go on the web, they'll be with you. You'll have personal experiences, you'll have personal discovery. 500 million monthly active users, which I think the more interesting metric is that 50% of them come back every single day. So we're actually a network of 250 million daily active users. 200 million of those users actually use a mobile interface on a monthly basis. Interesting point there. If you happen to have Facebook on your iPhone or BlackBerry or Android device, you're twice as active on Facebook as a whole. So mobile drives engagement. We are a place of people and connections, but also now objects. 500 million people, 900 million objects on Facebook with relationships to you and to your friends. Those are Facebook pages, those are events, those are notes, pictures in which you tag your friends. So we're truly a social graph made up of people and objects. And we're now focused on exporting the graph to change the paradigm. One of the previous speakers spoke about engagement, about how Facebook is really your starting point when you log onto the internet. These are numbers from the US, but the main point is you spend a lot of time on Facebook every single day. It has become the way in which you interact with your universe, whether that's your friends or the brands that you care about. 5 hours per month in the US. That's only on the web, that does not include mobile. So the Mercedes speaker stole my thunder about pages. Pages have become the hub in which you actually interact with brands. Coca-Cola has a pretty famous case study in which their CMO, the digital marketing officer, actually came out and said that they were just going to stop doing microsites. The cost to build a microsite was silly when realistically all the people they wanted to engage with were already following the Facebook page. Coca-Cola has 12 million Facebook followers across the world. They get less than 250,000 visitors to Coke.com. Build it as a massive global brand, and then allow them to build specific country-by-country integrations. So they actually have sites, applications, and promotions at a country level. Starbucks is fantastic. They drive in-store sales through their page. Free muffins in London on Thursday, come by. So we're slowly starting a revolution, and a revolution that changes the whole web. And the revolution is about making the web from a static place of flat HTML documents interlinked to a three-dimensional model in which people are the connections. So you're going to go from browsing the web based on an algorithm and based on links to discovering content, discovering new experiences based on what your friends recommend. And this revolution starts with one very simple button. We launched this thing called the social plugins back in March. The idea was to add a one-line code to any web page and to make that web page social. Through that one link, you can now indicate that you like that video, that article, that news story, that picture, and associate yourself with that object and make that object a part of the social graph. So from launching in March until now, we've gone from 75 sites that launched with us to 3 million sites having implemented the like button. A couple of billion impressions of it every single day across the web. Now, one product launch, we made the web social. You now land on CNN.com, Time.com, New York Times, Washington Post, Expressin, and you have your friends there. You can discover content with your friends. So my friend Ricard from Google actually had an article on Expressin 2 days ago. So I found it, and I clicked on it, because I actually wanted to associate myself with that article. By associating myself with that article, I actually indicated to my social graph that I had actually interacted with that URL, and that URL now became social. So if you multiply this times hundreds of thousands of users clicking on like on the site, you now build a recommendation engine. When you land on the Expressin site, you have a little widget on the side that says, this is the articles that your friends have clicked on, and these are the most shared articles. The discovery model went from editorial to social. So you expand the same model, and you take the graph with you throughout the web. The graph becomes my identity. My pictures, my friends, my interests come with me to any site. And you end up having social shopping on Levi's.com, where you can actually browse the jeans that your friends like. Or Amazon, where based on what music I actually like, or based on my favorite books, it makes recommendations of what I should buy. So the most famous e-commerce algorithm has shifted into a social algorithm. And it makes recommendations for my friends whose birthdays are coming up, and based on the books they like, what I should buy for their birthday. Social gaming. We are now the world's largest gaming platform. 200 million monthly active users growing silly sheeps and farms. It's insane. We never set out to be the world's largest gaming platform. It happened. Playfish and Zynga and Playdom got insane valuations by riding the growth of the users and building really good social games. Social music. Everybody's mentioned Spotify. They're fantastic. They built a whole music discovery system around your friends. I find new songs because my friends like them, not because some DJ told me that I should like them on the radio. I browse the social graph of music based on my friends that are on Spotify. Social television, integrating your friends on TV experiences. Quite relevant one from a couple of days ago. Live cast from Buckingham Palace about the engagement, a chat with the people that are watching it on Facebook, on the Sky News page. At the end, we're a place about passions. And people express their passions about their favorite football team, their favorite politician, their baby pictures, the farm they just built, and they post it as status updates. I love this graph because it exemplifies how these passions get expressed. I went to my logs and I did a query for the word goal across 1 week, the first week of the World Cup. And I just brought back a lot of data and I graphed it. And guess what? If you graph the word goal and status updates, it exactly matched all the various matches throughout the World Cup across the world. And this applies to everything. I could do the same thing for X Factor on a Saturday, or I could do the same thing for, I don't know, Swedish Angry Birds users. your passions are now on the graph, your friends are now on the graph, your objects are now on the graph.